Bitcoin trapped a lot of traders over this weekend after pumping very heavily towards the upside, setting a new weekly highest candle close ever in the history of Bitcoin, and then of course coming down to fill up the CME gap yet again here. So a lot to talk about on today's update video because we've seen a major $650 million liquidation on the market. Right now, I want to be evaluating what we have seen in the last 24 hours. What does this mean? And of course, the exact resistance I have talked about in many videos before is exactly acting as resistance. And I want to give you some more information about this exact level, what I think is going to be happening next if we do see the breakout above this level, and of course my time frame on what is going to be playing out in the next coming period in the market. So a lot to discuss on today's update video, including some very interesting fractals that are exactly repeating just like they did back in 2024. So don't forget to once again slap all that like button back above 1,000 likes will be highly appreciated. And with that being said, let me jump straight away in towards today's update video. So obviously, the big news here, what we got on the market, is that we had this major pump, then we dumped actually again here. Everyone thought, okay, we're just going to fill up the CME gap, but then we had another major rally towards the upside, and Bitcoin was hitting even levels around $107,000, which was clearly almost the previous all-time high here. And if we're going to be looking at the weekly time frame, we actually confirmed the highest weekly candle close ever. This is the daily, also the highest daily candle close ever, but also the highest weekly candle close ever for Bitcoin. So quite a historic moment, you can say so. And I have discussed it many times before as well here, that this level, the top side of the resistance, which is going to be the top side of the daily resistance, which is of course 106 point, $4,000, is going to be the major level to be breaking above of. And what we are seeing right now here is that Bitcoin just touched this level, the major sell orders were triggered, the major short positions were triggered, and we move towards the downside. And it is always normal to see for the first few times you touch, especially a level sitting around all-time highs, to see such a rejection, because there have been probably a lot of sell orders around this level, and now they're starting to get cleared here. So this is just a very normal reaction we've got. I've discussed this many times before that I never think that we are going to be blowing through this level instantly. And this is exactly what is happening right now here, right? So we're creating an upper sloping resistance line right now, an upper sloping support line. Bitcoin is still holding the trend. Of course, if we're going to be breaking lower and of course also break below the support line, I do think, okay, maybe now once again, we've got a local top and we can move lower. But as long as we're holding this lower side right here, I think everything is looking quite okay. Yesterday, we saw over $400 million in Bitcoin long liquidations. So make sure to be very careful. I mean, first of all, we squeezed out all the short positions and then all the long positions. So very interesting what we saw over there. So looking at the funding rates, I can't just say, okay, we're going to go this way due to the fact of the funding rates, because they're just quite neutral. So that is of course interesting to see. If this is going to be changing, you will be the first one to know on the channel, obviously. And really what we're looking at right now here is just a major level of resistance where Bitcoin traded against many times before here. And if we break above this level, I really think, okay, then we're going to be seeing the big move higher. We just had the same with the Bitcoin consolidation phase right here, right? So you can see this was major resistance for Bitcoin. Then the first touch was a rejection, and then that second touch was the breakthrough. And on the breakthrough, we saw the massive continuation higher. And also really for Bitcoin, if you're just looking at the 4-hourly time frame, it looks just very similar with this previous consolidation phase, right? Major move towards the upside, consolidation, a touch of the high, and then eventually we move higher. And now we're seeing the exact same consolidation, touch higher, some consolidation, and then probably eventually we're going to get the move higher. So things are just looking very normal in my opinion. And just like I said earlier, yeah, we have to be breaking above that range high in order to see the continuation. And for a lot of people, probably everyone has the question, okay, so what are we looking at? Because last time whenever we did the breakout, it moved up about 50%. But personally, I don't really think 50% from off this point is going to be all too likely, because that's about $160,000. Personally, my target is 140 towards 130k, which is going to be like a 20 to 30% breakout towards the upside, which in my opinion seems very realistic. And I'm going to be making a box here. I think on the next move towards the upside, this gray box right here is going to be the area where Bitcoin is likely going to be topping. And what we're going to be seeing at that point, if we're going to be looking at the weekly time frame, or I can set it on the weekly time frame right here, you're going to be looking at the weekly time frame. You're going to be you're going to be looking at the RSI, we're probably going to be seeing a move towards the upside with weaker RSI, weaker strength, and then ultimately we're creating a major bearish divergence, which is probably going to be allowing us to open up a big short position, especially in altcoins, and make a lot of money from that here. So I really think this is going to be the last wave here for Bitcoin. And of course, as time is going to continue, as we're going to be going further in towards this move here, I'm going to be explaining everything. And yeah, the biggest problem is that you're going to be too euphoric, of course, and I don't want to be like that here. So Bitcoin is still seeing major signals right now here. Also on the weekly time frame, we are having that breakout, and just like I discussed on previous videos as well here, we are seeing something very similar compared to 2024, the end of the year. We had that breakout, and whenever we confirmed the break above the previous high, that was the beginning of the major rally higher. You can see it right now as well. We confirmed that weekly candle close above that previous high in the market. So this could give us a confirmation that we are actually heading higher, right? So if you're looking at the weekly time frame, I already said it, we confirmed the highest candle close ever, but also compared to the previous one, we already confirmed the break above that one, and we're actually flipping it into support right now here. So things are actually looking quite great here for Bitcoin in the weekly time frame, but I don't want to get overexcited. I don't want you to get overexcited right now here. So yeah, very interesting. We're having the breakout of the falling wedge pattern right now here. And guys, I am still running my trade open here on Pionex. This trade I opened up around $80,000, and basically what I did was a straight here because I knew the bottom was very close. I set up my order at 80K. I bought in like 50% of my trade. And if it would have dumped lower to 65K, I would have still bought in more and more and more because I knew we were still going to create a higher high. And of course, I wasn't exactly able to time the exact bottom because Bitcoin went to 75K, but still I managed to make a lot of profit. And that is why I think grid trading bots are definitely the best way to trade on the market right now. And guys, if you right now go to the highest link description of today's video, sign up an account, you get a free 30 towards $100 for free for only sign up an account using this link below in today's video description. And I mean, you could have also copied my trade here because like you can see in the description, I put my Bitcoin and Ethereum bot. My Ethereum already hit my take profit target. We made over 80% gains on that here. And yeah, guys, if you're interested in that, make sure to go to the link description of today's video where you can also copy these bots here. But soon, whenever I do think like, okay, now I think for altcoins, this is a good area to take a trade, or for Bitcoin to go in towards that short position, I will be exactly show you guys once again on this platform, and it will exactly allow you to copy my exact trading strategy. So this is what I will be doing. So make sure to already sign up an account here. You can literally copy trade me here and enjoy the profits together with me. Then yesterday we saw once again Meta Planet buying even more Bitcoin. We're still seeing more and more adoption, and of course major liquidation, which I already discussed earlier. Outside of that, there's not been a lot of news playing out in the market. I mean, we are starting to see that the US 500, the stock market, is once again starting to push up higher. We are seeing that V-shaped recovery, and we know what happens all the time after that. Bitcoin does exactly the same here. So for Ethereum, it has been actually quite weak here. Bitcoin set a new local high, of course, and Ethereum is actually coming down even further on. So Ethereum showing some weakness right now here, but still, if I'm looking at most of the charts here, we are starting to see that still whales are accumulating Ethereum. We are having a bullish crossover right now here, the golden cross on the chart. And the last two times this happened, we actually started a major rally higher. And if I'm going to be looking at purely the charts and of course the timing of everything, always at the last part of the cycle is where the most amount of gains, especially on altcoins, are realized. And for the Bitcoin dominance, we have seen a slight little pushback towards the upside, but we are retesting the upper sloping resistance line right now here, which previously around was support here. And I mean, you can see the wick of price cycle index, and yeah, we have been quite oversold right now here after a major markdown. And yeah, probably we are right now starting to see the bottom, and we are seeing on the monthly time frame as well here a major period of compression for ETH. And I am really betting on $4,000 of ETH. I think this is going to be happening, especially whenever Bitcoin is going to be crushing through its all-time high here. It's probably going to be performing very strong here. So super excited for that here. You can see that we also are having a bullish crossover on the MACD, on the total cryptocurrency market cap. So something big is brewing right now here. So yeah, this is it for me in today's update video, guys. Here, this is my predictions on Bitcoin. If we're going to be breaking below this level right here, we're probably going to be seeing some more downside. But so far, the trend is still healthy. We have just seen a major retest of the previous all-time high, and it's just all more than likely to get somewhat of a resistance or a rejection from off this level here. So this is it for me in today's update video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out. Goodbye.